Some wounds don't heal, even with time. Some betrayals cut so deep that forgiveness feels impossible, no matter how many years pass. That's where I find myself now, caught between my own trauma and my family's pressure to move on. I am a 25-year-old woman. When I was 16, my cousin Amber, who was also 16 at the time, did something unforgivable. We were at a family gathering and I left my phone unattended while I went swimming. What I didn't know was that Amber had watched me enter my passcode earlier. While I was in the pool, she took my phone, unlocked it, and went through my photo gallery. She found private photos I had taken of myself. Nothing fully nude, but definitely intimate and not meant for anyone else to see. I had never sent these photos to anyone, they were just on my phone. I was exploring my body and my sexuality in a private way that many teenagers do. Amber took screenshots of these photos and sent them to herself. The next day at school, we attended the same high school, she created a fake social media account and posted the photos, tagging almost everyone in our grade. By lunchtime, everyone had seen them. Everyone knew they were me. The next 2 years of high school were a nightmare. I was called every horrible name you can imagine. Boys would make explicit gestures when I walked down the hall. Girls who had been my friends suddenly wouldn't be seen with me. Someone printed one of the photos and put copies in random lockers. Teachers knew something was happening but did little to stop it. I became severely depressed, my grades plummeted, I started having panic attacks so bad I had to leave school. Eventually, I transferred to another school for my senior year, but by then, the damage to my mental health was done. How did I know it was Amber? She got sloppy. The fake account she used was created with an email address that was similar to one she had used before. Also, she had bragged to a mutual friend, thinking they wouldn't tell me. When confronted by my parents, she eventually admitted it. Her punishment? A 1-week suspension from school. My aunt and uncle grounded her for a month. No legal consequences. No real accountability. My parents wanted to press charges, but I was so traumatized and afraid of the photos being brought up in a legal case that I begged them not to. I just wanted it all to go away. Amber never properly apologized. Back then, she gave a half-hearted, sorry you're upset type of apology that put the blame on me for taking the photos in the first place. My aunt and uncle insisted it was just teenage girl drama and that I was overreacting. They pushed for us to make up before the next family gathering, which I refused to attend if she was there. For the past 9 years, I've kept my distance from Amber. I don't attend family events if I know she'll be there. I've blocked her on all social media. I've made it clear to my parents and other family members that I want nothing to do with her. I've worked hard to rebuild my life. After high school, I went to college in another state, got therapy, made new friends who know nothing about my past, and started a career I'm proud of. I still have trust issues and occasional nightmares, but I'm doing well considering what happened. Last month, out of nowhere, I received an email from Amber. She wrote that she's been in therapy herself and has come to understand the severity of what she did. She said she feels tremendous guilt and wants to apologize properly. She asked if we could meet for coffee so she could make amends and hopefully begin to repair our relationship. I didn't respond. A week later, my mother called to tell me that Amber had reached out to her as well, asking her to encourage me to accept the meeting. My mother, who had previously been supportive of my decision to cut Amber out of my life, now suggested that perhaps enough time had passed and that family. 2 days after that, my aunt called, saying that Amber was truly remorseful and that refusing to even hear her out was cruel. Then came messages from other family members, all pushing the same narrative. Amber had changed. She deserved a chance to apologize. Holding on to anger wasn't healthy. We were adults now and should move beyond teenage mistakes. Finally, I responded to Amber with a brief email. I'm not interested in meeting. Please don't contact me again. This triggered another wave of family pressure. My cousin's journey toward redemption had apparently become a family project, and my refusal to participate was seen as the obstacle to healing. My aunt even suggested that my unwillingness to forgive was harming the entire family dynamic. Last weekend was my younger brother's graduation party. I knew Amber would likely be there, but I wasn't going to miss my brother's celebration. Sure enough, she approached me while I was alone, saying she just wanted 2 minutes of my time. I told her firmly that I had nothing to say to her and walked away. She followed me, insisting that she had changed and deserved to be heard. When I tried to walk away again, she grabbed my arm. That's when I lost my composure. I pulled away and told her, loudly enough for nearby family members to hear, that she had ruined 2 years of my life, that I still have nightmares about what she did, and that I don't owe her forgiveness just because she suddenly feels guilty. I told her that her need to apologize was about making herself feel better, not about what's best for me. I ended by saying, "You violated me once. You don't get to violate my boundaries again by forcing an unwanted conversation on me. Stay away from me." The party fell silent. My aunt was in tears. My mother looked mortified. My brother seemed upset that his party had been disrupted. Amber stood there shocked before rushing out. I left shortly after. Since then, my phone has been blowing up with messages from family members. Some say I was unnecessarily harsh, that I humiliated Amber publicly when she was genuinely trying to make amends. Others say I'm being selfish by not allowing the family to heal from this rift. My mother says that while she understands my feelings, I could have handled it more privately and compassionately. Only my father and one cousin have explicitly supported my position, saying that Amber's actions had serious consequences and that I'm not obligated to forgive her, especially when the apology seems to be on her timeline and terms, not mine. I can't help wondering if I'm being unreasonable. Part of me thinks that 9 years is a long time to hold on to anger, that perhaps I should at least hear what she has to say. Maybe she has genuinely changed. Maybe an apology would help me heal too. But another part of me feels that some things are unforgivable and that I'm entitled to protect myself from someone who caused me so much pain. I've worked hard to build a life away from that trauma, and I'm afraid that letting Amber back in, even just for a conversation, risks reopening wounds that have finally started to close. The photos may be long gone from social media, but they live on in my memory and in the lingering effects of the bullying I endured. I still flinch when someone reaches for my phone. I still panic at the thought of anyone seeing me undressed. These are the lasting impacts of what she did, impacts that a simple "I'm sorry" can't erase. Am I the jerk for refusing to forgive my cousin? Should I at least give her the chance to apologize properly? Or am I right to maintain this boundary, regardless of family pressure?